We're talking about innovations in creative entrepreneurship and gender parity. I'd like to take this opportunity to invite the speakers for this session. Our guest of honor this morning is Sanjeev Mehra. Sanjeev, do we have you in the house? Welcome. Let's give Sanjeev a warm round of applause. Take some blood. Calling you on the stage. He's the Managing Director of Tata Power Trading Company Limited. An absolute honor to have you with us this morning. Thank you. Rashi Mehta? Rashi? Yes, welcoming Rashi, the founder and CEO of Zappel, coming from Bangalore. Welcoming you from Bangalore. Naya Mondo. Welcome, Naya. She arrived from Kenya at 4 a.m. yesterday. So, the longest journey. Welcome. She is the CEO of Ilirai Global Services LLC. Welcome. Jeronimo Almeida. Jerry, yes. He's a missionary entrepreneur, iKarma Ventures Private Limited. Welcome, Jerry. Rohit Raj and Vandini Mehta. Are you with us? Yes. Beautiful, I hear a yes. Architects and urban designers from Studio Banro. Archana, Priyadarshini, Lovely Khandani, welcoming Archana, the venture partner at Unicorn India Ventures. And welcoming Lovely, the chairperson of Muskan Productions. And to get this very exciting discussion started, I'd like to call upon Mr. Sanjeev Mehra to speak with us of his varied experiences and views.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to be here to speak about what Tata Group is doing. But before any lady reaches a corporate, she has to before any lady reaches corporate, she has to move out from home, meet the social pressures, and then reach corporate. So before she really achieves that, and the corporate does anything for a lady, it's her mind, she has to overcome that. And let me start with a old photograph. This is exactly 60 years old photograph of 1957 of my mother. She was in class 8 when her family came to India from Pakistan during partition. 1 year she could not study. Then she did her 10th, 12th, did her graduation, wanted to pursue further studies. Her mother was a widow with 5 kids, and we are talking of 1950s. She got admission for doing graduation out of city. In 50s, she was sent out, stayed in hostels, studied, got married. My father, again, called himself as Hindu Pathan, a very macho man, but thought of the aspirations of a lady and asked her whether she wants to study further, and she said yes. And though the whole family thought that she's already overqualified for somebody in 50s, and she did her master's in economics, 1957. This is the photograph of her master's in 1957. Then did her master's in education. And then after 5 years of marriage, we were born. We means myself and my brother, we were twins. So, and whatever we are today is because a lady who pursued her dreams and her supporters in the family and outside, which led her to achieve the dreams. So it starts from home, it starts from the mind, it starts from the education, the value a lady puts in the children, not only for the daughter but also for the son. To love and encourage a daughter is the easy part, but to give the same respect and to teach the son to respect the lady is, I think, the most difficult part, and that's what is required for all the ladies to come forward and do and achieve what they want to achieve. Today I was hearing what the last panelists were telling about what they have achieved. They are young and they have dreams. They have overcome the social pressure or whatever, and today the pressures are much less than what it was a few years back. So it's the society, the government and the judiciary. Each one of them have to play their own role to make sure that a lady gets the platform which she really deserves. So women empowerment not only needs the company's policies, but also the culture for empowerment, which is, in my opinion, very important for anybody to flourish in self as well as for the organization. But the underlying principle, the last one, is the most important. That we have to have the culture of meritocracy, not reservation. So that's also very important, that we should empower women, we should empower ladies, but then they should get the reward based on what they deserve. Not because ultimately if we don't have merit, then we are not doing good to the society, to anyone. And as Tata Power, we have women-friendly workplace, which not only have policies which are on paper, but to develop a culture of empowerment for ladies. We have policies, we have safety aspects, which in Tata's we have a safety app. If you press that button, the message goes to the family members as well as to the admin head, to the CHRO, that a lady is in distress. We have a watch where if you press, not only the message goes, but your location also is known to the person who receives that. Now, these are some of the things which, as you know, in India, especially in NCR, these are, the safety is an important factor. We have self-defense sections for women. Leadership, now of course, Government of India, there is a policy that we should have one woman director. Apart from that, there are many other initiatives taken by Tata Group where 250 top women were mentored to become the top leaders of our group. And of course, we need support during maternity leave or otherwise also. So, the important thing is not what the company is doing, but what the ladies are demanding. And in today's world, the first and the foremost thing is to really overcome the mindset and the foundations or the issues which are there. And once you find victory over yourself and the society, then perhaps we are able to achieve what we want. Thank you.
I would like to take a special moment to thank our guest of honor on this panel, Mr. Sanjeev Mehra, who is the CEO of the Tata Power Trading Corporation Limited. He's come especially all the way. We'd like to again take the opportunity to thank the Tata Group for their generous hosting of the Women Economic Forum, which has made possible that all these women from different parts of India, and some from Kenya right here, and some from Singapore, I know, who are here, and it's thanks to the Tata Group that and your belief in the cause of women empowerment that has made it possible. So thank you so much, Mr. Mehra. Thank you. And with that, I'd like to invite Archana Priyadarshini to kindly share her insights with us. She's a venture partner at Unicorn India Ventures. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning to all of you. And I'll talk a little bit about myself. I'm a VC, which is Women VC is very unusual. I invest in startup through our fund. So I will talk a little bit about myself because I feel like, you know, if you want something, you can achieve that. And so far, my journey has been that way. I am born in a very small town, and when I was growing up, at that point of time, I heard that there is something called IIT, right? When I was in maybe grade 9th or 10th, and that changes your life. So at that point of time, I decided, okay, let's take that exam. And it was very difficult for a small town girl where the means of education are not there, not good teachers are there. I'm talking about 25 years back, like, you know, 1993 around. So it was a very difficult thing to do the IIT at that point of time. Still I did, because I wanted to. So, see, the reason why I'm talking about all this is I want to tell people that if you want something, you can do that. And after that, went into the programming, which is, I studied chemical engineering, but I did programming, very different thing. Still, there is a huge learning curve, but you know, if you want, you can do that. Worked in the corporate for a very long time, and then maybe around 2010-11, I decided, okay, it's enough of this. I should take a plunge into the entrepreneurship. So I just wanted to be entrepreneur. I didn't know what should I be doing. Then I thought I like fitness. So I started a chain of gyms in Bangalore and ran that for 4-5 years, and then took an exit from that. Then again the same question came, that what I should be doing next. I don't know what to do. Then I started doing some angel investments into the startups. And after some point of time, I set up a fund. My fund is Unicorn India Venture, and I encourage all of the entrepreneurs who are here, if they are looking for early stage funding, they can talk to me after maybe this talk, or they can write me. My email address must be available here, or it's yeah, it's archana@unicornibc.com. So if you see, like, you know, a small town girl going to the most prestigious institution, from there she built her career into the IT, and then took a plunge into the entrepreneurship, and then a VC. So it's quite a journey, and I just want to say that to everyone one more time that if you want to do something, you can do it. So that is one part which I wanted to talk about. The other thing is that yesterday in the evening I was talking to a lot of lovely ladies at the time of dinner. They told me that a lot of people are talking about entrepreneurship, but you know, everybody is talking about entrepreneurship. I'm not understanding that what are the different type of entrepreneurship is here. So I decided, let's talk about what is creative entrepreneurship, so that at least it can, some of you can know a little bit more about that. So I will take a couple of minutes to talk like what is creative entrepreneurship, what is the innovation is happening there, and I mean maybe gender parity there as well. So creative entrepreneurship is like doing a business where all the business parameters are applicable, like business, profitability, team, but you are doing that business using the creativity. So by and large in this sector, couple of things comes, which is like, you know, performing art, like a lot of artists who make their career using, who do the business using the like some kind of artwork. Like, you know, if you take the example of actors, stand-up comedians, or singers or dancers, they're all creative entrepreneurs. Right? The other areas are like, you know, crafts. The other thing is designers, media people. So, like the creative entrepreneurs are at the two levels. One is at the individual level, and the other one is at the organization level. Individuals are like the designers, actors, and maybe the example of organizational creative entrepreneurship could be a media house. Then what is the new age of the entrepreneurship? What is the innovation which is coming where and which allows more and more people to do creative entrepreneurship? So in this thing, I would say for performing arts, I would say the YouTube has happened, Facebook has happened at this point of time. Because of that, a lot more people are able to make their artwork and distribute it. To give you an example, a friend of mine, her sister, she has a beauty advice channel on the YouTube, and she advises on beauty, how to wear salwar kameez, how to put a makeup on that, and she has maybe around 2 lakh, 3 lakh followers, and she makes a very decent money, around 3 to 4 lakhs in a month. Maybe my numbers could be a little bit off, but now last thing I would talk about is the gender parity in this area. So like for individual level, I see that a lot of women are in this field, and they are working at the par with the man. But at the organization level, the problem is the same as many other fields like manufacturing or technology, that women are not into the leadership roles. So I would say one more time that this is the time where we should take more leadership role and emerge more as a leader and set up the organization and take it forward. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Archana, for sharing your amazing journey and experiences with us this afternoon. With that, I'd like to call Naya Mondo to hear the Kenyan perspective, coming all the way from Rwanda, Kenya. Welcome you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so honored to be here, and thank you so much for having me here. I'm going to share a little bit about my journey. And I started off as a school teacher. I've taught from kindergarten to the university level. But my journey has not always been very easy. My journey has been a little bit with twists and turns, and valleys and ups and downs. My dad died when I was 14. And so getting an education, it meant my mother and my sisters and my brother had to do every single thing to make sure I get an education. Fast forward in my life, and I get married, love of my life, and we moved to America. When we were very, very young, we got married. And after 10 years of marriage and finishing school and everything else, we had twin girls, and 5 years later, my husband died. And I was left to bring up two girls in a world that is not mine, and in a world I needed to reinvent myself, and that is in the United States. So becoming an educator was more natural for me because I really like kids and I like teaching, and so I did exactly that. And I decided after my daughters went back to university, I have 22-year-old children, they are twins. When they went to university, I also decided I need now to do something that is so different, and that is go back to my roots, the continent that gives me the roots I anchor myself on, and create an educational program. Oh well, I had already had this great idea. I had it to all had to be a platform online. I had it all fixed out. Get back to the continent and I realized, oops, guess what? You cannot really actually do this online in the continent because people don't have electricity, and so people don't have internet, and so you have to go back to the drawing board. And I still remember how sad I was and how depressed I became after that happened, because I had it all written down. You know, leaving the comfort of the United States back to the continent, it's not all that easy sometimes. Not because there is anything wrong with Africa, it's only that the rhythm is different. I had already spent more than half of my life in the United States, so I really didn't even have friends back home. So I needed to go back and reinvent myself, and this is